Conquest in Recent has become one of the most popular villains that anyone can think of. So much to a point where me and my friends, and the entire internet to an extent, have ruined the seriousness of the scene for anyone who hears it.
I don't believe in wiping. I just let it crust over like a scab. Peel it off in one go, releasing all the poo dandruff into my underwear.
However, past everything that this character brings, the destruction, chaos, madness, endless memes on the internet, he brings something unforgettable, at least if you're watching the show, because his speech, his "I am so lonely" speech, has defined the character. It made Conquest, someone with the sole purpose of laying waste to the lands, someone who is so close to growing but can't, someone who doesn't appear in the comics, however is a character that is exclusive to the Invincible show. Hi, my name's Talon Talks. Let's discuss Conquest, and how one single paragraph is all that's needed to change the entire complexity of a villain. So, Conquest in the comics, there's really nothing much to go off of. Yes, he's conquesting it, all over the place in fact. However, Conquest isn't the Conquest we know. Yes, he's destructive, but past that, he's really nothing else. He's just a madman who is powerful and is proving to Mark that he can destroy his entire life, his friends, his family, his home, just because he can. That has always been a core part to Conquest as a character. And no matter who you go to, whether they read the comics or watched the show, or if they somehow had the chance to watch the animated comics on iPod that recently got found, everyone has the same thing to say. He's a villain who doesn't bring much to the mind, but is still fun to read about. Now, this was already a decent villain. To be honest, if I saw this Conquest in the show, I wouldn't have any complaints. It's always cool to have villains with great motives, great ideologies, mindsets that make you question if what they're doing is truly evil, or if they themselves can change, or if they simply cannot, because of the mindset they're in. But, I'll be honest, Comics Conquest, oh my god, is so cool. However, this one single paragraph changed the concept of the character, not just for me, but for everyone who had read the comics and didn't know that they could see something that's even better than what they were reading. So without further ado, I will dive into each and every line and try to dissect meaning from each part.
Are scared of me. No one talks to me. No one wants to be my friend. They think I am unstable.
This is the beginning of something. His mindset being explained. But notice what he says and the way he's saying it. He's saying things slowly and calculated. Like this isn't the first time he said it, true. However, it's specifically designed to show that he is not unstable. He's completely there in what he's doing and how he's doing it. The delivery is chilling. It's almost like a man describing his time in war, which, I mean, he is. He's describing his mind through this never-ending war. Everyone's scared of him and they think he is unstable. But when you watch him say this, he's not unstable. He is a broken man with a single given purpose.
They send me from planet to planet committing atrocities in their name. And as I get better at it, they fear me more and more. I am a victim of my own success.
This here is used to set up his purpose and the reveal of what it is. Obviously, he said it already. But this here means much, much more. That this is his only purpose, and because of that, people are scared of him. Because he is so powerful. Because he's become a weapon of the Viltrumite Empire, and that they only rely on him for these types of scenarios. No one wants anything to do with him. Again, due to what the Viltrumite Empire has done to him, they view him as a weapon. The Viltrumites view him as a weapon. In all of this, he doesn't regret it, right? He's still a villain. He is someone who has gone around committing, in his words, atrocities, and he's still doing it. And in fact, he's getting better. Well, read his words again. What he describes as doing are specifically named as atrocities. It could just be said to let the audience know what he's done and understand who he is. But I feel the use of this word is much bigger than what people know. Perhaps he does have regret in his heart, and that he's so close to changing but simply can't. Perfect to flow to the next point.
Conquest. I don't even get a real name
only a purpose. I am capable of so much more, and no one sees it.
This is what I was referencing earlier. He has only one purpose, his name. He is only ever sent from planet to planet. He is capable of so much more from his words, but no one sees it because they see him as a weapon. And due to that, he doesn't try, because no one would see him for something greater than that barbarian that kills the innocent. With that last sentence, he is so close to becoming something greater than this psychotic murderer, but he simply can't change. The reason for why he can't change is explained in the next sentences. But the other thing is that he didn't choose this purpose for himself. He didn't choose his name for himself. The Viltrumite Empire chose this name for him and assigned him that purpose because they would find no other use for him. Yes, being strong in the Viltrumite Empire is very important, but Conquest views himself as something that is much more than that barbarian they're trying to make him.
Some days I feel so alone I could cry, but I don't. I never do. Because what would be the point? Not a single person in the entire universe would care.
He can't change, and he won't change because no one would care. He doesn't cry because no one would care. They want nothing to do with him, and no one cares. He is this killing machine because no one would care about anything else about him. They don't want to approach him and talk because they're scared of him. They all see him as the same thing. They see him not as a person, but as Conquest, the identity the Viltrumite Empire gave to him. And past his name, he is nothing else to them. And not a single person in the entire universe would care anything else about him. Ironic that Mark, the one who would most likely care in the universe, is lying right below him, but he just can't see it, because he doesn't know anything else. This doesn't seem like much right now, but later in the series, skip to this time if you don't want spoilers, this serves a great purpose in the long run, because eventually Conquest would return to Viltrum to face General Thrag, but he wouldn't speak like he did to Mark. No, he would do nothing. None of his emotions would show, nor would his thoughts be stated. He just stayed silent, and accepted his slaughter. He took everything, including his mental failure, including his inability to change, including his loneliness, to the grave. And with that singular sentence, the writers of Conquest somehow were able to make an entirely new villain from the scrap that was the original Conquest. And as much as I am enraged that I can't find out who exactly wrote this in, whether it was the entire writing team or just one person, it was something that turned this character right here, this balding man with a gold hand, into something stronger, into something greater than he was. Well, that was it. That's the video. Well, thank you for watching. This was something that I was thinking of doing for a while, but just never did. But it was really fun to read about Conquest. But he's a character with a singular purpose who is rewritten to make that his entire character. It's something that I really appreciated, as someone who is a big fan of writing. Honestly, I'm just surprised at how good the entire series was. The entire animated series is. Because I've had so many of my friends, hell, my brother's actually become a fan of it, didn't even know it was a comic. But I'm just honestly elated at how much the popularity of a comic I've read years ago just grew and became something this massive. And honestly, it's kind of the same story with Walking Dead, also written by Robert Kirkman. But yeah, my name's Talon Talks. Thank you for watching. Until next time, see ya.